How are you guys all doing today? Today is just filled with joy, happiness, and some RNG. This video is the reason why it's almost impossible for anybody to hit top 100 in Kyber unless they have God tier RNG, with many different things happening in this. And this, guys, is a great and fabulous showcase of RNG screwing you over. But in this case, it's screwing me over. So how about we just hop into some of my GAC battles from my last stream. This is a prime example of how it is almost nearly impossible to get top in Kyber unless you get good RNG in either your battles, your counters, your opponents. I mean, there's just so much to go into it. It is very RNG dependent. And I say this because I've been trying to get top 100 over like the last couple GACs. It just doesn't seem to work out, either because I get bad RNG or I get crappy opponents that just have better stuff than me. So let's get into some of these battles for here today, guys, and we can start this little video off. Alright, so I don't want to show you the entire board here. We're going to just go show you guys the battle by battle of all this stuff. This whole guys is zones. They were tough zones. We had a DR and a Grievous, and it was in the front wall. And he had a GS team also, so we were kind of holding back our Padme. So that's why we were using this EP team that gives you a heart attack every single time you use it. We only were able to use it here because we outsped his B1. That is the only reason why I even had this as an option. And another reason why I like this, besides using the JKR counter and using this one instead, is because Watt is here, and Watt can screw you over in the Basel lead. And you have to kill actually Watt and IG100 twice before you can even mark, or not IG100, you have to kill Watt and B2 twice before you can even go for Grievous, which I hate about the Basla, and my Jedi would not be able to take it out. So we use this instead, and this actually, if you are able to outspeed B1, this is a lot easier because the IG100 is going to be regaining protection, which is a lot easier for you. And if he does happen to get turned well, he's going to dispel his debuffs, and you're going to get even more TM. So this is a great battle, and I like this one, but I would only recommend it if you guys had fast BSF and TIE Fighter Pilot. This is a new little strategy to this team, with instead of using IPD or using Death Trooper here. It's kind of insurance if you want to think of it this way. He has days on a basic, and if he hits somebody with days, he can stun them. So ideally, you're going to get days on Grievous, and then if no stuns from Emperor Palpatine land, well, you can just stun him with the days on Grievous. So that's kind of insurance here, and we get the Annihilate off. It's all good to go. All right, so this is it. This is a typical counter that I would use in Arena, and it failed me here. And guys, guess what? Why it did? Right there. Buff Muni didn't stick onto Sith Trooper, and that's a huge problem because, as we can see now, their taunt's it's going to come back, and all these AoEs that they'll be doing, and all these hits, all the attacks will go straight for him. And if we kill Trooper too fast before HK goes, well, HK is going to have another cooldown reset of his Annihilate. And as you can see here, look, so that's his first one, right? But all these counterattacks are going onto him, and we're forced to hit him. So now he's dead, and this is another issue here. This is such weird RNG. This entire battle is RNG, in my opinion. And this is why I don't like this counter too much anymore. Because as you can see right here, look, Darth Revan never used his AoE shock. He never did. If he did, we could have killed him. We would have had a lot better chance of killing HK and managing this entire battle. But guess what? He didn't. So we're probably gonna lose somebody here because we killed Trooper. So HK will have his Annihilate, and he killed Thrawn, the worst one to kill there. Now you can't fracture the Malak for the second time around. You're gonna kill everybody besides Malak, but you can't manage Malak. So guess what? We just keep on going here. We lose. So that battle right there, with not being able to land buff immunity and not being able to have the DR use his AoE shock, those are two things why some of these counters are RNG dependent. But you will find yourself, if you are high in Division 2 or in Division 1, you will have to use these counters, because if you don't, well, you're going to be screwing yourself over if they have a better team in the back wall. Like in this example that I was trying to go for, I was trying to go save Padme for a GS in the back wall, but guess what? He never had a GS in the back wall, so I get screwed over here, and I'm forced to use a different team. Alright, I saved Nest. Nest just soloed the Ewok, so I guess we can make some banners back there, but let's continue here on to the next one. Alright, so this is the next one. I decided to go for JKR versus some bounty hunters because guess what? He just baited me. He doesn't even have his GS on defense, so kind of just screwed me over. I think we got like 60 something? 61, so not the greatest. We probably could have gotten even without Jolie or BS or Basila there. So next battle here, we're gonna go, I think, fight who was it? With Padme, we're gonna fight the nuke team right there. So let's get into that one. This hit right here, Anakin second AOE, and what do we get? I think all dead. There it is. So yeah, 59 banners, not the greatest, but like I said, we're trying to undersize wins here, trying to maximize our banners, just so we have a shot at winning. Keep in mind, we're trying to get his 57 average and beat that, so it's really tough to do. So in this one, we're going to do JTR versus Karth, very, very standard. Let's get into it, guys. This whole video is kind of like a recap of this round, but really, honestly, this is how tough it is to get into top 100 in Kyber. You can pretty much lose, especially now with this ship stuff, you can lose like around 3 to 4 rounds, I think, and still hit Kyber. But trying to get those top-end rewards, it's very unlikely unless you get some very, very good matchups and you are having the advantage in all these GA rounds and matches. And on top of that, you're getting good RNG with your battles. So in this one, we get 60. Everybody has full HP, full protection. So let's just check it out. Yep, there it is, 60 banners. And now we're going to go move on to the ships in the back wall. I might have made some misplays here and there. But this was a brand new team that I've never seen on defense before with Sun Fac in instead of Houndstooth. So it really threw me for a loop here. So this is a point where we were feeling confident with winning this whole round. And we only needed to get, I think, around 61 or 62 banners from this fight. And if we do that, we win. And that's pretty dang hard to do because you got to get, you know, all these crazy DPS guys out like Anakin, the Unbaran, all that stuff, right? It's just such a tough thing to do in mirror matches with a negotiator that it's really tough for me to really, you know, pull off all the time, especially versus a new one that I've not really seen a whole lot. And right there, you got a stun off on our Ahsoka. She just popped her unending loyalty. It's not looking too hot, right? So we ended up losing 2 people, and that, guys, didn't really cost me the win. But it didn't help out any at all. We did end up winning this, but by the skin of our teeth, really. So yeah, I'm really disappointed in this round. And then we just go here to clean up this Phoenix team with a Wampa Hoda. We get 62 banners, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah, this round, guys. Why am I making this video? Well, RNG, it is extremely tough. I say it's impossible, it kind of feels that way, and it's just extremely tough. So I didn't want to show you guys every single battle in my GAC. If you guys want to, go feel free to watch the video or the VOD of the stream. But pretty much what this video and how I want to go about this video is just to show you guys how extremely difficult it is to get into top end of Kyber. It really is tough. I'm going to use Blade Baki here as an example because I know him and he's really, really good in GAC. Like one of the best top players. I think last GAC season he got like 3rd place, I think. So really, really top end, and that was in Div 1. So for him, he's at a point though, and I say that it's impossible for a lot because it is, but I think for some people it's not as impossible. But if you're average player, you've been playing for a long time, it's going to be a lot tougher. If you're a newer player and you invested all these resources into the right guys and you don't have as much of fat, I guess you could say, and you're pretty lean, right? You got not a whole lot of Zetas, not a whole lot of Gear 12s. Everything is really lean. I think you have a better chance of winning because you're going to be fighting people that are a lot more fat. And I like saying the word fat because people like... I'm not saying I have a fat roster, but I have some really garbage characters that I've been working on that have been, you know, up in gear that are really useless. You know, like some of these guys, like the Phoenix, some of these Ewoks, they just are pretty much useless, and even some of these old Rebels, they're just pretty much all useless, man. And I got some weird Gear 12s too. I'm at a really awkward spot that it really is RNG dependent if I can get top end of Kyber or not. But a lean roster would be a great one to show. I'm not going to show you Blade Baka's because he just is way too good at GAC. I want to just show you this guy I fought, you know. This guy right here has a 4.2 to my 4.5. One of the leanest rosters I've ever fought in GAC history. You look at his roster, everything's level 1, not touched at all. And then he gets up, he works on some, just do the bare minimums for these legendary events. And then you come all the way up to the top and go to his gear levels and his gear tiers. They are insanely awesome. Everything here is either for a counter in GAC, or it's for him making top end in arena, or it's for getting a solid GA defense like these Maliks. I mean, to me, this is probably the best roster I've ever fought in my GAC experience since like the last few seasons. So I mean, shout out to Damic. But this all goes to show you guys, you just rewind this whole battle, or this whole GAC round. Or in my case at least, if that Darth Revan actually did his AoE shock and I landed buff Muni, this is a huge and different thing altogether. But I'm only making this video to show you guys how much RNG is included in getting top end of Kyber. Getting top end of Kyber, it takes a lot of work. So I would say, top 200 even would be a solid place to be. Everything below that is actually garbage in rewards, because the difference in rewards, you get 3,200 of these tokens in the top 200 or 200 or below. In top 50, you're only getting 2,900 in the Rhodium, which is not, it's only a 300 difference, so it's not crazy. So getting like top 200 or even top 50 is such a stretch for a lot of different players that if you guys are worried about just trying to get, or just trying to get, top, I guess, rewards in Kyber, don't fret. Don't worry about it. These are for people that have extremely lucky battles and rounds, or it's for people that are like Blade Baka that know exactly what they're doing every single time. They have put a lot of investments into their teams and their counters, that they have so much built up that they know exactly what to do under each different variation of what the opponent could do. And it's really hard to get to that point. It takes a lot of investment and a lot of time. But if you're like me, you're pretty average with how you invest in stuff, it's pretty much impossible for you to reach these top end rewards. It really is. So guys, GAC is meant to be fun, and I want it to be fun for a lot of you guys out there, especially if you want to not take it so seriously but still have a good time. So if I were you guys, just try to shoot for Kyber, I guess. Try to do your best, but don't think you're going to get, I hate saying this, but don't think you're going to get top end rewards in Kyber. It's really unlikely. It's so unlikely that if you guys aren't lean roster, it's pretty much impossible at this point. But that's pretty much it for the video. Just how much RNG is put into GAC and getting top end in Kyber, it is so unlikely, and it's just not a really thing for most people. But that's pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy the video, give it a like, share it around, all that sort of stuff. I got a Jedi Fallen Order stream I'm going to keep doing over the last over the next few days, right? And that's over at my Twitch channel if you guys want to go check out that. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later.